Welcome to my YouTube channel. Coming to Dunno channel, you will have access to the largest collection of love stories. Please like and follow the channel to receive the latest videos. Welcome back to A True Infidelity, the channel where we plunge into the depths of real stories filled with love, betrayal, and the pivotal choices that alter lives forever. Welcome to our realm. If you're just stepping into this adventure, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become part of our vibrant community. Our goal is to reach 500 likes on this video, so go ahead and hit that like button with all your might. Today we unveil a tale that will plunge you into the depths of emotion, challenging the very essence of existence. Can a single moment of joy truly outweigh a lifetime steeped in suffering? This tale unfolds as a gripping account of betrayal and heartache. Let us dive deep into the heart of the matter. Encounter Linda. 12 years ago, she stood at the altar, heart racing beside Andrew, her high school sweetheart, as the weight of their shared past hung in the air like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. At 24, she brimmed with hope, convinced that their love could triumph over any obstacle. Andrew was the rock you could always lean on, a tireless worker whose loyalty knew no bounds. He was the kind of guy who would stand by you through thick and thin, ready to face any challenge that came your way. They may not have been flawless, but their strength was undeniable. At least that was what Linda believed. A union forged in the fires of trust, love, and an unbreakable vow of eternity. It echoes like a tale spun from dreams, doesn't it? Yet, life possesses an uncanny ability to alter the narrative. 10 years later, the world had transformed in ways unimaginable. A flicker that once illuminated their sanctuary had faded into shadows. Andrew plunged into his work, returning home long after the sun had set, exhaustion weighing heavily on him, leaving no energy for conversation. Linda managed the household with unwavering determination, yet the silence that hung between them intensified, echoing through the empty rooms like a haunting melody. Conversations transformed into a series of tasks, checklists, bills to pay, groceries to buy, schedules to follow. They stood apart, a chasm of silence between them, neither clashing nor truly reaching out. Linda whispered to herself that this was just how things were meant to be. Every marriage encounters its trials, yet beneath the surface, she sensed a chasm widening, a silent pain that eluded her grasp. Night after night, Linda found herself lost in the shadows, questioning whether Andrew felt the growing chasm between them. Once, during a tense dinner, she mustered the courage to speak to him. "Do you ever sense the weight of being trapped in a never-ending cycle?" she inquired, her voice laced with curiosity. Andrew merely shrugged, his voice steady as he replied, "We're fine, Ev. This is the essence of marriage." And so it was sealed, the finality hanging in the air like a heavy fog. Linda swallowed her doubts, yet the emptiness clung to her, an unwelcome guest refusing to depart. Then arrived the fateful day that altered the course of everything. It lacked any sense of urgency or excitement. There was no dramatic betrayal, no fiery clash to ignite the tension. It was subtle like the first crack in a dam, a whisper of impending chaos lurking just beneath the surface. Linda received an invitation to a friend's gathering, a seemingly unremarkable event that she nearly decided to forego. Despite her reluctance for idle chatter, an inexplicable urge compelled her to move forward. It was in that fateful moment that she crossed paths with Samuel. Samuel embodied everything Andrew lacked. Where Andrew stood quietly in the shadows, Samuel burst forth like a comet, radiating energy and vitality, his smile a beacon that could illuminate even the darkest corners of any room. He was merely a fleeting acquaintance, a friend of a friend, someone Linda believed she would never cross paths with again. What began as an innocent exchange, a light-hearted discussion about music, quickly spiraled into shared laughter over a dreadful movie they both endured. Yet there was an undeniable allure about him. After years of feeling invisible, a spark ignited within Linda, as she finally sensed the weight of someone's gaze upon her. Life weaves an intricate tapestry, drawing souls together in unexpected ways. Fate intertwined the lives of Linda and Samuel, their encounters shifting from mere coincidence to a deliberate dance of destiny. A steaming cup of coffee in hand, the aroma swirling around, followed by a leisurely stroll through the park, where every step unveils the beauty of nature. Linda tried to convince herself it was nothing more than a simple friendship. After all, she was simply following her instincts, wasn't she? Yet, with each flicker of her phone, signaling a message from Samuel, Her heart surged with anticipation. With each secret message she concealed from Andrew, the weight of her guilt intensified, echoing in her mind like a relentless drumbeat. Here is where the plot thickens. Linda had no intention of betraying anyone's trust. Her heart belonged to Andrew, or at least that was what she believed. Yet, Samuel ignited a spark within her that had long been extinguished. He hung on her every word, cherishing the smallest details, igniting laughter that echoed through her very being until she gasped for breath. With him she transcended the roles of wife or roommate. Once more she had become Linda. And that sensation, it consumed every thought, drawing you deeper into its grasp. One afternoon, as the warm sunlight streamed through the cafe window, Samuel fixed his gaze on her, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "You deserve to be happy, Linda," he declared, the weight of his words hanging in the air between them. Those words crashed over her like a relentless tide. Happiness, when had it last crossed her mind? A fleeting whisper in the shadows of her thoughts? In the relentless struggle to endure her marriage, she had lost sight of the vibrant spark that once defined her existence. In that fleeting moment, she dared to envision an entirely different existence, a world where she was seen, where her presence ignited the air around her. Then arrived the fateful day when Linda crossed the line. The rain poured relentlessly, drenching the earth and casting a somber veil over the afternoon. As if the very air was weighed down by an unseen burden, she whispered to Andrew that she was off to see her sister, a half-truth that wrapped around her conscience like a comforting shroud. She steered her car toward a secluded park on the outskirts of the city, where Samuel awaited her arrival. She lingered in her car, heart racing, whispering to herself that the option to retreat still lingered in the shadows. Yet, as her eyes fell upon him, that effortless smile beckoning her closer, she found herself stepping out into the downpour. They spoke for hours, the world around them dissolving into nothingness. As the rain fell softly around them, Samuel reached out and grasped her hand, a silent promise exchanged in the midst of the storm. Linda felt the undeniable urge to break free, yet she chose not to. After years of feeling invisible, a spark ignited within her, a sensation of being truly desired, awake, authentic. And when their lips met, it transcended the mere act of kissing. It was a choice that hung in the air, heavy with consequence. A fleeting moment of joy, shrouded in the shadows of an unseen cost that loomed just beyond her grasp. From that day forward, Linda found herself entwined in two distinct realities. With Andrew, she played the role of the devoted wife, crafting meals and maintaining the facade of a perfect life. In Samuel's presence, she transformed into a different person altogether. Unshackled, radiant, awake, she whispered to herself that she could maintain the reins, that no one would suffer in the shadows of her choices. Yet, secrets possess an uncanny ability to unravel. The guilt lingered like a shadow, ever present and suffocating. Yet Linda mastered the art of burying it deep within. She whispered to herself, oblivious to the world around him. Andrew was consumed by the relentless demands of his work, leaving little room for anything else. Yet, Andrew was far from the oblivious figure she imagined. Small details began to weave together, forming a tapestry of intrigue. The hours stretched into the darkness of night, each moment heavy with unspoken thoughts. Her phone, locked away like a secret waiting to be uncovered. Her gaze wandered, a distant look in her eyes, even in the moments they shared. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the quiet streets, Linda returned home, the weight of the evening's events heavy on her shoulders. It was too late. In that fleeting instant, she found herself entwined with Samuel, savoring a connection so profound that she wished it would stretch into eternity. As she stepped through the door, Andrew stood there, anticipation etched on his face. The dinner lay cold and untouched on the table, a silent witness to the unfolding drama. "Where had you vanished to?" he inquired, his tone steady yet piercing. "My sister deceived me." Yet Andrew remained unconvinced. He retrieved his phone, revealing a message from her sister that held the weight of unspoken secrets. "Today Linda was absent from my side. Is everything all right?" In that instant, the very foundation of Linda's existence shattered. She struggled to find the right words, but they eluded her like shadows in the dark. Andrew's gaze pierced through her, a desperate quest for the woman he believed he understood. "How long?" he inquired, his voice laced with urgency. Months slipped by, she whispered. The silence that enveloped the room was suffocating, a heavy blanket that pressed down on every soul present. For the first time, Linda felt the weight of the anguish she had unleashed. Not anger, but a profound sense of devastation. Andrew remained silent. He stood still, refusing to engage in the battle that raged around him. With a heavy heart, he uttered the words, "I need time," before turning away and disappearing into the shadows. That night, Linda tossed and turned, the heavy burden of her decisions pressing down on her like a dark cloud. After months of constant communication, she found herself staring at her phone, her fingers hovering over the screen, but she didn't text Samuel. Instead, she fixed her gaze on the ceiling, suffocating in a sea of regret. The dawn broke with an unsettling silence. Andrew had vanished. His closet stood half empty, a haunting reminder of his absence, and the toothbrush that once marked his presence was nowhere to be found. Only a note on the counter remained, a silent testament to his departure. Linda sat at the kitchen table, the familiar spot where they had shared countless meals, and a chilling realization washed over her. She had shattered something beyond repair. With a trembling finger, she sent Samuel a message that would shatter everything. It's over. She was left with the haunting memory of him, never to cross paths again. Months later, the divorce papers finally arrived, shattering the fragile peace that had settled over the household. With a heavy heart, Linda signed them, surrendering without a struggle. She was never meant to battle. Andrew embarked on a new chapter, relocating to a vibrant city, diving into an exciting job, and even venturing back into the world of dating. With every whispered update from her friends, Linda felt a fresh sting pierce her heart. He was reconstructing his life, forging ahead into the unknown. She stood amidst the fragments of a life she had irrevocably broken. A year has passed, and Linda now grapples with the weight of her choices. The house looms with an unsettling emptiness, the silence echoing like a haunting whisper. She embarked on a journey into therapy, seeking to unravel the tangled web of choices that had led her to this moment. Was it the rush of excitement? What lies beyond the threshold of freedom? Or was she merely fleeing from a union she felt powerless to mend? She may not possess all the answers yet, but one truth stands starkly illuminated. A fleeting moment of joy was forged in the crucible of a lifetime steeped in pain. With trembling hands, Linda poured her heart onto the page, crafting a letter to Andrew. A letter destined to remain unsent, a secret tether to her unspoken feelings. In it, she unleashed a torrent of regret, heartfelt apologies spilling from her lips, a desperate yearning for the paths not taken. "I was wrong," she wrote, her words dripping with regret. In that moment of clarity, regret washed over me like a tidal wave. "I understand it all now, and I can only offer my sincerest apologies." Uncertainty gnaws at her heart as she wonders if he will ever find it within himself to forgive her. Perhaps he ought to reconsider. Yet, she embarks on a journey of self-forgiveness, navigating through the shadows of her past, each step heavy with pain but crucial for her healing. Life marches forward, indifferent to our preparedness. Linda's tale is one that echoes through the lives of many. A multitude of souls confront the same seductive temptations, the same pivotal choices that could alter their destinies forever. Some fight against it while others surrender without a second thought. Yet, every decision sends out waves, and certain missteps etch wounds that time cannot mend. What are your thoughts on this? Was there a chance for Linda to salvage her marriage? Was there a moment when she should have turned her back on Samuel, leaving the shadows of their entangled lives behind? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters in this unfolding tale. We delved into each and every one. We appreciate you joining us for a true infidelity story on a true infidelity. If this tale resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to become part of our ever-expanding community. The milestone of 10,000 subscribers is within our grasp, just a heartbeat away. Let's bring this vision to life. Strike the bell icon to ensure you never miss a captivating new tale, and dive into our playlist of other gripping infidelity stories linked below. What do you think of Linda's tale? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll meet again in the next adventure. Until that moment arrives, remain steadfast in your truth.